and welcome to another one of my episodes of Diary of a Gold Coin Dealer. I haven't really traded much, but there is a fair amount to talk about this week. I haven't put any content out. There's no excuses. It's just a simple fact of my accounts turned up, and sometimes I have to down tools in some areas and pick up tools in other areas. It is 4:30 in the morning. For those of you who may be slightly worried due to my past health history, my sleep pattern's just out of sync. It usually happens when the clocks change. For whatever reason, I just can't seem to get on top of it. This is something that's happened for the last decade. So please don't worry about me. If anything, I'm feeling better than ever. So yeah, let's talk about this past week. The gold price went up to 2,200 and then it fell like a dagger. I remember someone sending me a message. I know who sent me a message. There's a gentleman I deal with in Wales called Seb. He's like, look at the prize, and I'm just like, what's going on? The word on the street was that the United Arab Emirates, I think it was the UAE, they turned around and said we're only accepting payment in local currency rather than US dollars for their petrol or petroleum product. Interesting thing about petroleum that some people don't know is that depending on where you are in the world, depends on the type of petrol you get, and they all trade for different prices. Not really relevant to this video, but I just thought I'd put it out there. It went up to 2.2 and dropped like a knife. I think it will go back there, personally. I think the way the world system is set up around debt, or the US set up around debt, I don't think the eastern countries are set up in the same way, and not even all of European countries are heavily indebted, but the major ones such as the US, the UK, Germany isn't. I think France is. The minor, I say minor, I'm going to get into fights here, like your Greece's and your Italy's. They're not minor countries, but they're probably minor economies compared to the ones I've just mentioned. If anyone's from Greece or Italy, please don't hunt me down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? I say it with love. But yeah, the way that the world is set up, I actually think 2.2 is going to happen again. I'm not going to give a date, I hate these channels. They're like, God's going to go to the moon. Look, I don't prey on people's emotions. It's an easy way to get views. It's not what I'm about. I'm a channel of substance. I like to talk about things that are substantive rather than things that you get 5,000 views. You might get 2 minutes of watch time in a 10-minute video, and half the people who've watched are not really interested. They just want their own feelings confirmed. It's an echo chamber. Not really about that. So no. So yeah, that happened. I do think it will get back there. That's that recapped. There's been lots of change in my business. So I've decided that I'll be selling the sole trader business to me, the limited. Very tax efficient way of doing it. It's a bit scandalous when you think about it, but if it's kind of if it's a thing that's open to everyone, is that a bad thing? That's kind of like a pension, really, isn't it? Like if I put into a pension, that's tax efficient. So does that make me a tax dodger? I don't know. It's a very murky topic, really, isn't it? I'm not against taxes myself. I understand need and the purpose for them. If I can minimize it and donate to charity, I guess, I'm probably more on board with that. But I've kind of gone down a tangent. I'm selling the sole trader business to the business. The reason I'm doing it is primarily down to paperwork. I can't deal with the paperwork anymore. I have been sitting on this last quarter's accounts, and I just haven't input it into Xero, which is my accounting software. Some people use other accounting software, such as QuickBooks. I use Xero because that's what was recommended to me. I'm not a master at it. I just know how to input it like a data monkey. My skills in predicting trends and trading rather than the books. I'm also close to coming off the VAT, which I cannot wait. I think the VAT is one of the things that genuinely made me sick, because it would come in and I'd stress about it so much. Is this wrong? Is that wrong? I've got to do this, got to do that. Did I input it correctly? And then I'm quite anal. I'm not a control freak. Or maybe I am a control freak. I'd always want to remember these things, and if I couldn't remember it, it would annoy me. So I'd be like, oh, I hope I done it right the first time. And where I was never really confident on it, it's like, okay. It probably did make me sick, just worrying about stuff that I probably have little to no control over once I've bought it and sold that item. It goes on the spreadsheet, it comes off the spreadsheet. Now, I probably could have set up the system a bit better with coding. So, for example, if I had a silver coin, I don't really have anything on hand, but I could have coded it like, say, for example, I bought it in January 23, J23, or Jan 23, 1, 2, 3, etc., etc. I never went down that route, and I'm so close to coming off the VAT, it doesn't make sense to start incorporating that into the business. It is what it is. I also did an audit this week. Audit on the stamps. The coins I'm fairly on top of. So basically, where I've been quite sick, my memory's been very shit. I think shit is the appropriate word. I had £2,750 worth of postage stamps that I had not put onto the spreadsheet. I know exactly why it wasn't on the spreadsheet. So you need to understand that my business has it's got 3 ledgers for stamps. It's got 1 the business personally uses, 2 the business sells, and 3 the sole trader business that is just kind of legacy stock. But that's all stamps now. There's no coin in it. So I was sending in pretty much everything to the Royal Mail to get it swapped out, and they were being really nice about it and swapping it. Now they're not anymore, and now it makes me sad because it wasn't really working. I was able to heal and get paid a princely sum, which is a dream for any entrepreneur. No work and lots of money, but it wasn't lots of money. Like, relatively speaking, it was well paid, but it wasn't a crazy amount of money. But I think what happened was I sent something off from maybe the ledger that I was going to use. Maybe I didn't have any stamps to send off. And I was like, I'll just send these off. And then they swapped them. And then I probably swapped the stock. So I sold that, and I meant to swap it over. So I ended up putting the stamps in a certain part of the storage. Picked them up, like, oh, it's not on any of the ledgers. That's how we got there. So yeah, I was £2,750 richer off in terms of postage stock. And then I got smacked from my gold miner, which wasn't great. I ended up losing, I think it was 17% of my investment over 3 years. I will get into that on another video. I know I've got a habit of saying, I'm going to make a video about this. I don't make a video. I've actually now got a little book of videos I wish to make. The reason I didn't make a video this past week is purely down to the accounts. The accountant said to me, Sean, I'm really sorry I haven't got in touch, but I kind of need your accounts in a week. And so I had to go through it all. And when that happens, I don't do anything. I literally drop everything. And I'm like, I need to do accounts, because they will find me. Probably. I don't even know. I think they will find, or maybe she won't do it in time and they'll find me. I know one time I didn't pay, to go back to my memory issues, I didn't pay the VAT on time. I just forgot to pay it. Crazy. There's no reason for me to forget to pay the VAT. And they didn't fine me, but they said if it happens again, I think if it happens again within the next year, then I'll be hit with a fine. That was quite a scary time for me. I just totally forgot. Don't know why, I've just forgot. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I haven't been trading any coins. I've sold a few stamps. But to put it in perspective, I'm used to selling maybe 50k plus a month. This month I've sold the grand total of, I am going to check it when it loads. It's not going to load now, is it? Nope, it's not going to load. I think it's about £2,700 worth of stock, 11 days. Not doing my job properly, am I? But it's okay. Like I have done some more important things. I'll be there or thereabouts in terms of what I need to earn, but it is what it is. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Just a little update. There is more videos to put out. I have actually started a book of ideas. I kind of want to resurrect the business side of it. I put out a few videos where I want to talk about entrepreneurship. I think I want to do that once a week. I might only get a few hundred views on it, but I think it's the type of content that I want to make. And unlike other channels, I don't do this for money. So I can put out that type of content. It's not a problem. I've now got the time to do it. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't, that's your prerogative. You know, that's completely okay. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye.